Hi, thanks for tuning in. This is going to be a quick little live broadcast, but after we get done going live, then we'll kind of put it out to people that are out there. So, oops, look out for that. All right, so we're going to talk about this, and that looks backwards, I'm sure, right? The art of coaching high school tennis. And thank you to Paolo Livramento from Bones Original for doing the artwork for the book cover. So, it's the art of coaching high school tennis. 88 tips, tricks, skills, and drills for a magical season. And this book is designed for two people out there. So if you are a brand new coach, I think you're really going to love it, because if you haven't coached a high school tennis team before, it's a unique monster. It's really a different thing. So it's an A to Z guide. So there's a lot of different things that you can learn from it that will save you a lot of time and trouble. I mean, basically, I put 25 seasons of experience into this book. And then for you, the veteran coach who's been coaching for, a while, right? Then you're going to get some fresh insight, because, I take some stuff that's happened over a 30-year period of time, some painful stories about my own failures, some lightning flashes of inspiration that I picked up along the way. And, you'll be able to take a fresh approach. I mean, I know that at certain times I've kind of gotten burned out on it and not really too interested in continuing. But, perhaps if I had this going back even, 10 or 12 years, then I might have taken a slightly different path. So what's in it, right? I'll read you a couple chapters. Coaching management philosophy, communication, goal setting, growth mindset, rules and consequences. And that's one, I mean, you don't want to be so crazy old school with your rules and consequences that you're really unfair to people. Carefully targeted consequences, the 7 deadly sins of the high school tennis coach. And I gave a talk on that in Irvine last year that was pretty well received. How to avoid mistakes, daily planning and balance, daily planning, facets of training, periodized planning, phases of training. Now, this is an interesting thing. So if you're familiar with periodized scheduling of training, it's kind of difficult to do in a short tennis season. Some people's high school seasons might be 8 weeks or 10 or 12. And that is too short of a time to do a true periodized schedule on a macro scale. All right. So what I have is a modified schedule for you to look at. And what's important? What are the most important things to do? Road trips, dinners, and events. Who gains from high school tennis? Who should play? Who shouldn't play? Right? A selection system for your team. 25 years of mistakes. I'm glad that's a short chapter. How to do challenge matches, because there are different ways to do this stuff. Team and parent meetings. How to organize the first 3 days. Days 1 through 3. If you get off to a pretty good start on the first 3 days, then that's really good. And there's going to be some chaos. Breaking down the mantra, managing injuries, having a sense of humor, developing doubles teams. That's huge. No cut teams, boys and girls, together, separate. No cut tennis is an interesting thing too, because some places it's really a great idea, and some places it's not. Diet, drugs, and alcohol, training and education, beginner to player in 2 weeks, large group games, managing cheating, how players help players manage their match, Arrogance and the Rules, a story, Amazing Kids, The Ball Does Not Bounce Funny, and I could go on. So then, when mixed in there are some stories, some vignettes of certain players that, had breakthroughs, certain players that had failures, some players that, we worked together expertly, other players that flamed out because they made bad choices. So part of it is realizing that you as the coach, you don't control everything, but as much as things are in your control, this kind of gives you some wisdom on how you can deal with that stuff. So it's The Art of Coaching High School Tennis, and it's got 4.7 stars out of the 34 reviews it has on Amazon. And so if you have already read it and you want to review it, please do. If there's any reason why it wouldn't get 5 stars, please let me know. I will gladly make changes. All right. So definitely do want those kind reviews that have some substance behind them. And definitely want you, if you are not a high school coach, but you know one, to help steer them towards that book, please. I would really appreciate that. If you could share this video, I would also appreciate that. So share it, like it, subscribe. I'm going to start doing more Facebook Live and YouTube live broadcasts like this. And so look for those. All right. Thank you for watching.